It seems the rich kids of Australia are just as ostentatious about their wealth as their equivalents across the rest of the world. Just because they live down under doesn't mean they don't love to flaunt their lavish lifestyles on social media. They've got the supercars, the designer gear, and the super yachts, but with the advantage of an incredible antipodean backdrop. If this is your first time visiting our channel, hit the button to subscribe, and then get ready to drop your jaw as you follow us inside the lives of the rich kids of Australia. Keep watching to the end to learn all about the most controversial one of the bunch and why she was sent to prison. If you want to catch a glimpse of what life is like for the rich kids of Australia, simply feast your eyes on the Instagram account that documents their luxury lives. You'll see that these wealthy young people's experiences are just as glamorous in Oz as they are in all the other parts of the globe where rich kids reside. Do they have designer clothes and accessories from big-name brands? Yes, they do. They adore Gucci and Bottega Veneta and Chanel. So much so, they get the logos tattooed across their skin. Stay tuned for proof on that later. Do they have supercars and yachts? Oh yes. And they have the gold inflatables to go with their stunning pool and beachside shots. And do they love to flaunt their riches on social media? They sure do. What they also have is a sunny backdrop in one of the hottest parts of the world, and impressive landmarks in the background like the Sydney Harbour Bridge, with a bottle of champagne and the evidence of an expensive shopping spree on the table in the foreground. Oh, and they also do breakfast with very tall wild animals. That's coming soon too. Try to guess which animal we're talking about and keep watching to discover if you're right, and also to find out why on earth such a breakfast was happening. You see, that's how the rich kids of Australia roll. As their Instagram account says in its tagline, they have sun-kissed skin and wear Louis Vuitton in the outback. When you scroll through the social media account that keeps track of their lives, you'll see the same names popping up. These are the most famous of all the rich kids of Australia, and some of them have their own rich kids too. We're talking about the likes of Tammy Hembrow and Reece Hawkins, whose mini-mez are enjoying the high life just as much as their young parents are, and Maria DiGeronimo from the Australian reality TV show Yummy Mummies. As you'd expect, her little one, Valentina, wears more expensive clothes in a day than most of us wear in a year. Then there are the fashionable young things who are influencing their legions of followers, like Mrs. Emma Davies and Antoinette Marie, a.k.a. Sydney fashion blogger, and the eligible young men whose fortunes beg belief, like Benedict Cousteau and Tony Big. And then there's Eva Scolaro, who is one of the most controversial rich kids of Australia, given that she served time in jail. If you want to know how these bright young things splash the cash down under, then keep watching to learn more about each of them. Tammy Hembrow is the epitome of living the good life down under. The fitness guru rose to fame on Instagram sharing her fit pregnancy and then her booty program. She may well be inspiring her followers to lead a healthy, fit life, but in the process, she's also making them envious of her luxe lifestyle. Tammy and her other half, Reece Hawkins, serve up couple goals on a regular basis, like bathing in a tub full of rose petals in front of a view to die for to celebrate Tammy's birthday. They also dish out parenting goals all the time with their cute little boy and girl, but with a suitably flash sheen on it, like when Tammy was twinning with her little man with her black Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon and his miniature version. Yep, a preschooler has a better car than most adults. It's not just cars they match either. They coordinate their outfits too, like when Tammy Color coordinated her camo YSL bag with Sun Wolf shoes. Tammy and Reece were literally in love with Supreme's collaboration with Louis Vuitton, making it a family affair as they donned the cool streetwear. They sure know how to gift themselves the perfect presents, such as what Tammy referred to as her new baby, aka a sweet set of wheels in the shape of a white Porsche. To be fair, Tammy and Reece have plenty of fancy cars, and that's something they have in common with many of their fellow rich kids. Benedict Cousteau also loves a supercar. He loves to boast about them too, like when he posed in his Rolls Royce with a starlit ceiling and crowed about how, even at 110 kilometers per hour, the loudest sound inside his supercar was the clock, or when he made the maddening comment that he was keeping it casual today with the Porsche Cayenne diesel. Benedict is a rich young Australian who brings some European culture to Down Under. He's fluent in his native German as well as English. That's one of the fascinating things about Australians in general, and the wealthy ones particularly. Their families from way back in the day originally hailed from Europe, and you can see this link in their obsession with European designer brands. When Benedict goes shopping, boy does he go shopping. As he posts outside an Armani store surrounded by bags, it's like an I Spy game of spot the designer brand. There's Dior, Prada, Chanel, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, the list goes on and on. Well, you know what they say, when in Milan, shop like a millionaire. He's also had a big day shopping at the world's largest mall, the Mall of the Emirates. And where else would a rich young thing call by for a pit stop to refuel than the Emporio Armani Cafe, of course. After marauding the Balmain store, Benedict posed on his bed in his new loafers, which were monogrammed naturally. These may be European fashion houses, but that doesn't stop rich young Australians from getting in on the act too. They vacation in Europe too, but they also love the luxury getaway spots right on their doorstep, and who could blame them? The Whitsunday Islands lie between the northeast coast of Queensland in Australia and the Great Barrier Reef. And as Benedict puts it himself, there is simply no further level of paradise than on the Whitsunday Islands. With places like Dubai so easy to get to, the rich kids of Australia also love to pop over to the most glamorous parts and have amazing experiences like hanging out with camels in the desert. Camels that are called champagne because why wouldn't they be? They're hanging out with such wealthy individuals. That brings us on to that bizarre breakfast that we mentioned in the beginning. Did you guess which wild animal was hanging out with the rich kids? It was a giraffe. Well, two in fact. Seb and Emma Davies had the best breakfast ever with these two long-necked friends leaning over their table. Because that's what you do when you're a rich kid. Emma describes herself as a Gold Coast-based style influencer who loves living life to the fullest. And what could be a fuller life than eating with tall animals? She started sharing her passion for fashion on Instagram and got quite the glut of followers. Emma claims she's always pushing the boundaries between luxury and affordability. But when you see the photo of her on the homepage of her website and realize she's surrounded by shopping bags from the likes of Hermes and Gucci, you figure out her idea of affordability is probably pretty different to yours. Antoinette Marie is another style influencer who features prominently on the Rich Kids of Australia's Instagram account. She's known as Sydney Fashion Blogger, and she proves that rich Australians can push their influence across the world and not just in the land down under. She has as many followers in the US as she does in Australia. She even counts Rihanna, Sofia Vergara, and J-Lo along with her stylists among them. She looks like a Greek Australian Kim Kardashian and is as glam as they come. Her life is full of fancy parties, fierce outfits, and amazing photo shoots. And you know how we mentioned a fashion house logo that was etched across somebody's skin? Well, it's a fun Chanel tattoo she shared on her Instagram that's been inked across the back of the legs. Talk about commitment to the designer lifestyle. Maria DiGeronimo is another rich kid of Australia who's totally committed to a lavish life. We got a taste of her Burberry-clad baby and Porsche from the Instagram account devoted to these wealthy people. And if you delve deeper, you'll discover Maria is the star of Australia's Channel 7 show, Yummy Mummies. Even before the show started airing in July 2017, viewers were criticizing Adelaide-based Maria. They also judged her 4 wealthy mum-to-be co-stars for their behavior in the promos of the show. Maria caused controversy when she was seen arriving at her baby shower in a horse-drawn cart. She was given bouquets of $100 bills, and she splashed out on Burberry clothes for her little one. But Maria didn't let the haters faze her. She defended her luxury lifestyle, explaining that she likes nice things. She also explained that she only follows one person on Instagram, her partner, because she doesn't find anyone's life as interesting. Like Tammy and Reece and their kids, Maria and her other half, Carlos Vanini, love the matchy-matchy approach too. After all, what's better than dressing yourself head to toe in designer gear? Dressing your child in coordinating clothes too, of course. Maria and her daughter both wore pink Burberry on a trip out. And in another outing, little Valentina was a mini version of her dad in her cap, Gucci top, jeans, and sneakers. While the rich kids of Australia we've looked at so far have all shown what life is like in their native Oz, there are also wealthy young Australians who are living the good life abroad. Millionaire Tony Beag was raised in Melbourne as a teen, but the 30-something now resides in Hollywood. He made his millions in activewear brands as the founder of the Diaz Group. And now he's living it up with helicopters and Veuve Clicquot in the US, showing those rich kids of America how it's done. Of course, the rich kids of Oz also take their wealth around the world on luxurious vacations. And as you'd expect, life's all champagne and yachts when they do. Like when Tony headed to Mykonos in Greece and posed for a pic on board a yacht. Next stop in his luxury tour around the world was London. In fact, he detailed his itinerary for his 7 weeks of traveling. And unlike a lot of other young people off to explore the world, This guy wasn't backpacking or roughing it. Oh no. As he pointed out, he was going first class because life is short. In addition to the US, Greece, and the UK, Tony was taking in various cities across Germany, Spain, and India, to name a few. That 7-week trip must have cost more than most people's entire lifetime on vacations. We dread to think what his first-class plane ticket total must have been. Eva Scolaro also loves the yacht life when on vacation, showing the rest of us how it's done when she hit up Hawaii in style. This is one rich kid of Australia who was frequently featured on the Instagram page in its early days, so much so that the owners of the account actually posted a message to their followers justifying their actions. They explained that their page was meant to entertain their audience who enjoy seeing this lifestyle, and their motive for the account was to appreciate and notice other people's accomplishments and their different lifestyles. They went on to explain that, even though they featured her regularly, Eva was not in a way endorsed by the account. Perhaps they felt the need to make this justification because of Eva's background. She is one of the most controversial people on Instagram page because of her time in jail. She was given an 18-month sentence after an infamous glassing incident in 2009. Apparently, the social media star assaulted Roxanne Hemsley, who needed more than 30 stitches and cosmetic surgery after. Eva made history in Western Australia as the first person to be given a 2-year ban from licensed premises. When she left prison, she moved to Bali and started afresh as a jazz singer. She had previously grown up in Perth, Australia, and was privately educated. In 2017, she revealed she was releasing a biography of her story. It just goes to show that the rich kids of Australia are a fascinating group of individuals. What do you think of the rich kids of Australia? Let us know in comments, and please give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching!